apple tree method. Guys, the apple tree is such an important thing to understand. What do we usually grow from apple trees? Apples, right? But in order to get that tree, there has to be a seed, there have to be branches, there has to be roots. But to get an apple tree, you have to know the initial qualities of how does an apple tree become. An apple tree is one of the most important things that you have to be aware of and understand what this method is. Guys, have you guys ever seen an apple tree? You ever look at an apple tree, there's a green, there's red, there's all these different types of apples. But one of the most impactful things about apples is when it comes to a specific season, they start to fall. They start to fall, they start to fall, right? They start to fall. The apple tree method is understanding which apples should you actually pick and eat. Most guys will get into these relationships and start to look around and start to just decide, hey, you know what? I'm walking, I'm on my road. I just want, you know what? I'm gonna get in this relationship because I want to get in this relationship. I don't care for what it is. But little did you know that when apples actually fall in a season, when they're not picking up from the ground, they start to rot. And sometimes apples can rot. And this is kind of like the relationship. This is kind of like the dating scene. These apples represent the girls that we are actually actively dating. A lot of the things in these seasons, particularly with the guys in 2025, with the people that are dating, it doesn't get any better. But I want you to understand that these apples are all next to each other. But the apple tree method is actually being aware of what type of apple you are actually picking up and eating. So let's say you decide to say, hey, I like this apple. I'm gonna eat this apple. I'm gonna eat it. But little did you know that the apple that you pulled was connected with all these other bad apples, and there's a spot. But the spot isn't because, it's just bad. It's the fact that the apple was in an ecosystem that was inherently bad. Nobody picked the apple up. Nobody wanted to taste the apple. It was just in a group of people that were just actively talking about certain situations like, why nobody wants to pick me? Why doesn't nobody want to pick me? Da-da-da-da. These are what's happening in relationships. This is what's happening when you're in a relationship with a girl and her friends are single. All these other bad apples are around that apple that you decide to pick up, and they ultimately are infecting all the apples. Do you believe that if a single lone apple like this fell, had no blemishes, was not connected to any group, but it just fell as soon as you walked there. This is what it looks like when you're actually deciding to look for a relationship. This is what understanding, hey, did I come in time? Oh, I just saw it drop. This is the best apple I can. This is what the apple tree method is. You have to understand, if you do not vet the apple that you're about to eat, buddy, it would inherently hurt you. Why? Because if you eat something that is rotten, that isn't good for you, and most guys are speaking to you guys, look, this is what happens when you eat a bad apple. Your mental, gone. Your finances, gone. But wait, what happens when you decide to try to keep eating the apple and you say, it's not my stomach, it can't be my stomach? Well, then again, you have a little baby. And then you recognize, wait, maybe the apple was inherently bad the entire time. My stomach it's still not getting better. Doesn't it make sense that now that you ate a bad apple that was surrounded by other bad apples, the apple does not apple with you? That's what's happening. That's what a lot of guys are getting themselves into because they're recognizing that, hey, maybe this is a bad person. This is a toxic relationship. This is X, Y, Z. This is why to understand the apple tree theory is understanding, am I in the right situation? Am I betting correctly? Am I seeing, is this apple falling at the right time that I need to be here? Look, if you're not vetting, if you're not understanding the game, if you're not seeing, guys, this is why a lot of people say, hey, check the mom. Hey, check the friends. These are always potential key factors of understanding if the apple is innately bad for you. It saves you a ton of time. It saves your stomach a ton of time of pain. This is why you have to scope. So guys, when you're in a situation and you're like, okay, I'm gonna start dating and I wanna be in a relationship, I want you to think, okay, there's this thing called the apple tree method. And it really should be called the apple tree theory. But innately, I should be able to say, have I seen her mom yet? Have I talked to her mom? Is her mom loving, caring, or is she just mean? Does she still, spiteful things? Is her friend single? Are they married? Okay, how long have they been in relationships? That's why the dynamic is always different. Have you guys ever seen a girl that was in a relationship with single friends before? One friend single, 2 friends single, 3 friends single, 4, 7, 5, 6, 7. Most girls, when they're around their single friends, she's probably going to be the 7th single friend. And that's why you have to be on alert to understand what the apple tree method is in terms, i.e. the apple tree theory. Believe it or not, Class is closed.